Larry Robertson.
And Andrew Boji with AON Invent.
And All Product Design. Let's talk a minute, Andrew, about the differences between ideas and inventions. It comes up every day.
Yeah.
It's confusing. It can be confusing to us. I know that periodically we'll jump onto a project eager to get going, and sometimes after we've accepted the challenge, we recognize the fact that we don't really have an invention here.
Right, yeah.
And we're just honest in admitting that.
Yeah.
Now, the good news is our inventor partner doesn't always recognize that, because it will be an invention by the time we're finished.
That's right, yeah. That's one of the advantages that we have with All Product Design. The engineering company that we have attached to us essentially will ideate any product through, and it's my perspective that it's tough enough to take a good product to market. It's going to be a lot easier to take a great product to market. So every product should be ideated and should be improved as much as possible to make it everything that it can be.
True, and oftentimes we include that in our basic service fee of our step 3. The ideation and the enhancements from All Product Design. Now, there are times that amount of development is significant enough that we have to look at that separately and direct the inventor back to All Product Design for some extensive development, which is often the case too. I mean, if your invention is an idea that you want to go to the moon with your own space program, and your idea is a 2-seat high mileage rocket ship, I can't take that in as an AON project. There's going to have to be some serious design work, and obviously in that case it would exceed the capacity of All Product Design. But maybe a more relevant example might be a consumer product that you can visualize how it works in broad terms, but without the specifics of the mechanisms, whether they're electronic or mechanical. And we can help you with those with very few limitations. Andrew, I'll let you speak to that specifically.
Yeah, and that's what we do every time when we look at a product. We'll bring the crew together to ideate out where this is going to fit into the marketplace, and the functionality, what can be added to it to improve it, and to make sure that it has exactly what it needs to be. Now, as Larry's saying, if it's extensive and the starting point is well into the idea and nowhere near an invention, at that point we have to say, either All Product Design needs to come on board to do this as a full job, or alternatively the inventor has to go and do all of that groundwork themselves to get it to that point. Bottom line is, when we go and put the provisional patent together and we go and set this in front of CPG companies, we have to know exactly how this works. We have to prove it and know that it works and have it out there. There can't be any, well, we think it should be just, it's probably going to be okay. We can't do that. We've got professional companies looking to invest good money in these ideas, and they need something tangible and reliable that they can put their money into.
And this week, Andrew, like most, there's several new products hitting the market that have been designed right here in our building. We're excited about that, and on an upcoming show we'll show you examples of some of those. We do have to get permission from our clients to reveal that. In some cases the information is proprietary in terms of where the design and ideation comes from. So from that standpoint, we need to make sure that that we have the permission to share that. But we appreciate the ideas, the suggestions, the calls, the emails. We've got some exciting projects, Andrew, coming up this week, some of which you haven't seen yet, and I can't wait to show you as soon as we wrap up our video. And I want to let you touch base maybe in one of the recurring issues that may come up from an engineering and design standpoint along the ideation area. Well, specifically, we have a lot of very creative people out there that they've spotted the problem.
Yes.
Okay.
No, exactly right. They've found a problem. Now, as we say, and we've said several times in other blogs and items, the first point of invention is to find a problem. If you have issues in your life, something that doesn't work, something that just grinds your gears every time that happens, then you're halfway there to being an inventor. You've established that there's a problem, and now it's down to you or another creative person to find the solution. So from that, you start to ideate yourself, think what would the solution be, and you come up with a solution. I came up with one of those this weekend, which I'm wanting to put into action at some point. I'll share that one with you later on. So that's that first step. Now, at the moment, it's probably just an idea. You found your problem, and you know that in broad brushstrokes, the solution is a widget that would do this. It's not an invention yet. The next step you have to do is determine exactly how that widget would work. Probably the best thing you can come up with in your to get your mind around this is, if you were going to go to your garage or your garage and build one of these widgets, how would you do it? What materials would you use? How would the mechanism work? Those kinds of things. Because when you write a patent, those are the details that are involved. One of the patents that I've got in the marketplace at the moment, it was an improvement on an existing idea. The main idea had existed for, I'm guessing, about 40 years. I couldn't patent that, but I could patent the mechanism that I had that worked, and that was the specific mechanism of how the operating details would work, how they snapped into each other, those kinds of details. That was what it was. In fact, we discovered there was another item on the market, but ours is still valid in its own right, because our mechanism is entirely different to theirs. Our approach to the solution is entirely different, even though we're both working with the same broad brushstroke original part, which has been existing for 40 years. So sometimes it can be a little hard to decipher exactly where the idea stops and the invention begins, and we'll be more than happy to help you with that. Would you add anything?
I just think that this is one of those examples that we address these in the step 2. That consultation can be whatever you want it to be. With some individuals, it has entirely focused on the mechanization, on the product, the design. Others are more interested in learning and understanding the mechanics of the CPG industry, distribution, licensing, specific questions, that sort of thing. So that consultation ends up being whatever you want it to be.
Right.
And these are areas that we can explore these in detail, and to make sure you're completely comfortable with it. But if you have a solution to a problem, recognize that there's value there. At the same time, don't assume that you're the only person that has that idea. Chances are there's hundreds, maybe thousands, even tens of thousands of people that have thought about it, but very few people will actually take the step to invest time, and in this case time and money, although it's a modest amount of money, to do that. I've said all along, I still believe it, that America's depository of innovation is in our graveyards, and when you pass them, you're looking at the most concentrated depositories of good ideas. Most people take them to the grave. Don't make that mistake. Go online, visit our site, aoninvent.com, and give us a call. We can't wait to hear from you.
Absolutely.